Us DLC is set just before the main events of The Last of Us campaign. It follows Ellie and her friend Riley as they sort of sneak out and explore an abandoned mall, and surprisingly it actually integrates quite well with The Last of Us campaign. And I really want to say, just after finishing this game, that Naughty Dog really put just as much care and effort into this DLC as they put into the main Last of Us campaign. If your favourite thing was exploring the little things about like Joel and Ellie's personality, then this DLC is like exactly for you. It's all about exploring a couple of characters and how they interact with each other. I think the main point of this DLC was exploring Ellie and Riley as friends and just their interactions with each other. As with Naughty Dog, which is so good with characters, both of them play off each other so well, and just the couple hours that you spend with this DLC, you get to know them so much better as characters. So both Ellie and Riley obviously are both teenage girls, and even though they don't grow up as a conventional teenage girl like I would, they're in apocalyptic situations. I can't really fault them on this, that they set up perfectly how a teenager would sort of act in this situation. And their interactions with each other are just so entertaining. Their little quips and everything they say to each other, I just want to continue hearing more about it because it's just so interesting. I think personally why this DLC resonated so well with me is, even though I haven't been through an apocalypse, I have been a teenage girl. So in this game you visit a mall, which is like what I would do with my friend. The games they play cause mischief in the mall. They say things to each other, like they call each other a bitch and stuff like that. And again, that's just stuff I would do with my friends. And unless I am mistaken, I think this is the only game that's ever really done that. I don't think I've related to characters better than Ellie and Riley before, just because they're teenage girls just like I was. I really like how this gameplay really addresses different things. It's not all about fighting. I love how the game's medium with this DLC is like expanded to meet different markets. I can go into so much more detail with this, but that would be spoilers, so I just need to tell you straight up, play this game to see what I'm talking about. And again, I think it's done pretty much to perfection. I just find myself smiling all of the time that they're talking to each other just because I can relate to it. Now from a gameplay perspective, they introduced a new mechanic into this DLC, which is you get the infected and the hunter people, and you can get them in the same combat environment and try to get them to fight each other. So that I think adds a good strategy in it. I don't know if it fit as well into this DLC as it would with, like, say, if you were following Joel around. But it's still interesting and I'm glad they included it. It makes it a bit more dynamic, and it's really cool to go through a combat situation where you just sort of lure the infected over to the people and they just fight it out and you sort of watch and look back and be like, haha, I did that. There's also a couple of new gameplay mechanics while you're with Ellie and Riley in the mall, but they're kind of fun little things. I'm not going to spoil them, but I think they as well fit into the gameplay fine. So it makes it a good sort of balance between exploring the characters and as well playing and combat mixed together. So the world they've created is still as lively as ever, and like the small touches which were in the Last of Us campaign are there, I think, even more than ever as well. The inside of the mall environment I think mixes well with Ellie and Riley, and you just see things around where like a frozen yogurt stand or photo booths, and they say things about them, and it's really good to see their insight on our world. So much care has gone into creating every single little part of this, and you can tell when you play it. The music in this game, just like The Last of Us, really sets the mood nicely, but the voice acting again is something that really stands out. It's all motion captured at the same time as when they're voice acting, which really makes this game special. You can just tell that these two actresses are in the same room together while they're speaking and everything, just because how everything flows together so well. So in sort of conclusion, this is such a fun take on The Last of Us, though still has the emotional impact that the main campaign has. I really love these characters. Ellie is definitely one of my favourite characters of all time, and this game just had me smiling and I kept on playing and playing. In my opinion, I would give it 5 out of 5 straight out, because this is exactly what I want from a gameplay experience. This is why I game to play these sort of games. On the flip side of that, in Australian dollars I paid $21. If you are more into like the combat experience of these games instead of the actual storytelling of them, then maybe you might want to wait for a sale and stuff. I still recommend it fully. Like, I loved it. For me, I thought this DLC was worth every cent of what I paid for it. So it's really an opinion thing. So that is my review of The Last of Us Left Behind. If you were going to leave a comment down below, tell me what you think, but try to keep it spoiler free, as there's going to be people watching this that haven't played the game yet. If you have enjoyed this video and you haven't already, you can subscribe down below. Thank you for watching the video, and I'll see you next time. Bye!